A very warm welcome to the full market analysis for the 27th of May. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and not much going on in terms of news so far today. So we don't expect much to be going on after the fall of gold. Gold and storage, very, very simple system. Just wait for the price to move below the 50 moving average, which is red, by the way, and then wait for it to fall down. You can use this very easily and very quickly. Just move your stop, move your stop, move your stop, move your stop if you want to. Totally up to you. When you have a buy, the price moves above the 50 and then it moves up. That's 150 pips, by the way, there. And then wait for it to move down below the 50 and so on and so forth. And also look for the sell signals on the software at the same time, which gives you an indication where the price is going next. So I've just sent a buy signal into the VIP room for those who have the gold on steroids system. Some people, for some reason, are trading blind. I don't know why, but there we are. Such is life. Just not serious enough, I guess. But there we are. So we do expect to buy. So that's the 15-minute chart, and there's the 10-minute chart. So above the 50, on both charts on demand as well. So highly likely to start moving up in the next few hours or couple of days. This is not a day trade, by the way. A nice move on the pound Swiss this morning. Just to give you the heads up on this, there was a order block here, a supply zone here, which has been taken out, but that's why we used it as a day trade. So if you've got the Advanced Pro charts, you don't need the day trading system, which is now a separate thing. I'll go over that in a minute, because some people don't want to spend 995 quid, and that's fair enough. Some people have tight budgets, and so therefore happy to help you out if you want to become a day trader. So let me go through this so that's easy for you to understand. So the first thing that we know works really, really well is when we get the big fat buy signal and all the buys are in, all the buys are in, all the buys are in. Okay, so that's the first thing. Once you've got that system in play, see this big green block here, this is the buying high liquidity area where people are coming in to buy, institutions mostly, and you can see it came off demand. You've got a buy signal there, so that's a lovely position there. So if you have a limited target, as we did this morning, we just dial down to the 30-minute chart and you look for a buy signal there. Got a sell signal now, so you don't want to be in it now. And so that is a nice move there. It might only be 50 to 100 pips, but if you're one lot, that is $500 to $1,000 each and every time. Congratulations on the pound New Zealand as well. This is a 30-minute chart. This helps you. Look on the left, all the buys are in, high volume, and the price goes up, and you bang 178 pips. Now, as a day trade, this was not a day trade, this was a position trade because it's off the 2-hour chart or the 4-hour chart, doesn't matter. We can see that the price goes up into supply. Now, if you are using this as a day trading system, which you can easily and quickly, you just zoom down into the 30-minute chart and look for the buy signal there, buy signal there, buy signal there. So once you get into that, you can have a buy signal there. Another buy signal means another position, but this position goes to zero risk. Then another buy signal here, and this position goes to zero risk. So you can end up with 3 positions, 2 with zero risk, and then 2 head for target. And you don't want to be going long there because of the 4-hour chart there. You can see the supply zone easily. The Advanced Pro chart tells you where the supply zones are. In other words, where your targets should be. It also tells you where the demand zones are as well before the price hits it, so we can actually get into that position. All you're doing is waiting for the change of character and everything to go green. Green is the color, and then the price starts to move up. Look out for price cycles as well. This is really, really important. I cover this a lot each day. I try and mention it because price cycle is really, really important in your trading career, because if you buy low, you're likely to make a lot of money. So hopefully that's helpful. Gold pushing up now, 32.97, making some money. Hey. DXY, let's have a look at the DXY. Okay, so we can see that we was waiting for a correction, aren't we? We was waiting for a correction, and it looks like we've got it. I need to go into the 4-hour chart to get a better look at this. This looks like on the 4-hour chart that this needs to pull up a little bit more in order to get a sell on the dollar. The sell on the dollar is still intact. We can see that on the daily chart, all the sellers are in. And we also have, well, we have low volume today below the 50, but in the past few days, we want to see this volume indicator moving up above the 50. All right, so what this indicates to me, in my mind, is the fact that the price needs to come up to this kind of area before it moves back down here. And this will give us some fantastic targets for the euro dollar to the upside, pound USD to the upside, etc. Let me cover that now, actually. Euro dollar, straight to the euro dollar. We can see that the continuation trend is still on the daily, but we can see that there is a correction going on here. What will happen in the next few days is actually being drawn actually as we see this. This is the green buy zone, as you can see. Whenever you get that situation here, that's your buying opportunity. This would have been a position trade at 2 o'clock in the morning. However, that happened overnight, so we can't get into that. But that continuation here of this liquidity zone is helping us to know where the price is highly likely to bite and therefore continue up. Now, we don't really want to be buying this today, do we? As you can see, we've got 2 sell signals. The price is not achieving higher highs or higher lows. So we do need to see a change of direction. It could happen fairly quickly, actually. Now, similar situation here for the pound USD. But if you have a look at this on the 2-hour chart, we've got a supply zone which isn't far away. And we can't aim for that. That doesn't make any sense to us. So we do need a deeper pullback. So we can go to the 4-hour chart and see what's going on here. And we can see that the price does need to pull back a bit more, in my view. And I think down into this green liquidity zone here is highly likely. And by the way, confluence, we talk about that a lot on the central pivot and this trend channel as well. So I'd like to see this price into a deeper position before considering it. And of course, it's happening across the board with all the dollar pairs because the dollar is setting up for a little bit of a correction, and so is everything else. So I suspect we'll see in the next 24 hours some buying opportunities here on the Kiwi, and we can see where the target's been hit for the weekly Forex forecast. However, I think it could well go back through that, and if the dollar collapses, as it may well do, no confirmation yet, usually collapses, or markets collapsing, you usually find out after they've actually happened because they're quite instant. US Swiss, of course, is trending down, heading for 80.91. However, we are seeing a pullback, so I am interested in this as it comes up into this area. 82.87 is a very interesting area for confluence with the central pivot. So and again, we've got the red zone, so that's a very good position to get into, whether it's a day trade or a position trade. Let's go into that as a day trade. We can see it clearly here. There you go. So that position, just looking for a red block, a red liquidity block, and you can sell anywhere in there. Wait for the price to move below the 50 moving average, and then away it goes. So we are looking for a bit more of a pullback into this zone here on the 4-hour, and looks like it's getting ready, but it's definitely not overbought yet. Similar for the US Canadian, we're waiting for a pullback. Again, be patient, guys. It will be well worth it in the end, because if these are collapsing, as they may well do, we're going to get into it, and you can hold a big position down there. US Yen, beautiful position here. I'm going to show you this in a moment on the day trade. I'll show you the day trade now actually. So this is the day trading system. You don't need to have the Advanced Pro charts, but if you have the Advanced Pro charts, you don't need this, if that makes sense, because you just dial down to the 30-minute chart. So I'm just trying to help people who've got limited budgets. So 150 quid gives you the setup, the coaching and the signals for 3 months. Totally up to you. And then if you want to continue the signals, that's up to you. So we can see here a situation here, the US yen moved down into demand here. We had positive divergence into a green zone, and then the price hit this pivot here and demand, and the price shoots up away from this area here. You're just looking for the price to move back up above this moving average, special feature, and all you do is you just trail that till it hits your target, or you just keep trailing it until you get stopped out. Totally up to you. Actually, while I'm there, let's look at the pound Swiss so you can see that. There you go. So just look for 2 times. Don't get greedy with the day trade. The day trade is limited because it's got some higher supply zones on the higher time frame. You won't have that if you don't have the Advanced Pro charts, but nonetheless you'll have this information, and I'll tell you when it's ready. So where was I? Euro Aussie. Again, this could have been a lovely day trade actually, couldn't it? See that price cycle? I missed it. If you have the day trading system, then you won't miss it probably. But we can see that the price had a limited target to the supply zone. This is not position trade because it's such a short target. Pound Aussie, congratulations. 118 pips into the supply zone. We could have had a bit more, couldn't we? But no, never mind. Just one of those things. I took it to the next pivot there. You see that? So we could have taken it to the middle of the supply zone for a bit more. But again, we don't want to be greedy, do we? Just flicking through the, again, another one to watch. Pound Canadian, buy signal here. Aussie Canadian, looking like it wants to sell off. Look on the left, all the sellers are in. Looks like it's going to go down. And the price cycle was perfect this morning at 10 o'clock. Pound New Zealand, spoke about this one. Lovely move, beautiful move. 178 pips into the supply zone. So we are waiting for all the setups, which are really looking really good. Let's go into the, oh, that's interesting, isn't it? So into the yen futures contracts. And as we can see on the left, we have a bullish momentum here, heading for 73.27 up there. And on the right, we have a 4-hour chart, which indicates that this is falling down. So this is okay. This is what you're looking for, because once you get what we call parabolic trends, i.e. all charts agree, then of course we can actually consider the yen pairs for a sell. So at the moment, what's happening is the prices on the yens, I know what they're doing because I can see the hit here, is that they are moving up. But they're moving up into a correction. They're not moving up into a trend. So this is interesting. So once this price starts to move to the upside and do this, and everything goes green, then that's when we're going to be very interested in the yens. So we can see here, this is what we're looking for instance. On the 4-hour chart, we can see that when everything's green, we are looking for a buy and a big fat beautiful buy signal. And then once we get those, then we can actually consider selling the yens. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to sell the yens, not buy them. I can show you that just quickly. You can see that this is the correction on the Aussie yen. So this will be a very nice sell when it comes up into this area here, into the back into the red zone, liquidity zone, and the supply zone. So once we get that position, I'll let you know. Just flicking through, correction, So these aren't trending. Look on the left. Not all the sellers are in now. Pound yen, not all the sellers are in yet. They may come back. So the Aussie yen is the only one that could be trending in the next few days. This is how quick and easy it is to pick a potential trade. Aussie Swiss is still a sell, but it's limited. There was a sell from Thursday last week on the Aussie New Zealand. Have a look on the left. So if you have the advanced pro charts, you could have had that. It's only 50 pips. Probably not worth borrowing about, is it? Don't know. Pound New Zealand, beautiful. Euro New Zealand, not the best trade. As you can see on the left, the Euro New Zealand is not parabolic. It doesn't have all the buys in. It's not achieving high highs or high lows. It's really mixed. Aussie Canadian to the downside. Pound Canadian to the upside. This is showing that the sterling is strong. Mixed. Euro Canadian is now mixed. We can see that by the buy signal above the moving average, by the 20 SMA, and all green, but all the sellers are stepping into a major uptrend here. So what we're waiting for is the conversion for all the buys to step in above the 20 SMA. Once that happens, it's going to 158.84. Not converted yet. Pound Aussie we know about. Congratulations. Wait for another pullback. Euro Aussie, congratulations. If you traded it, don't trade both. And the US yen, waiting for a pullback. There's no liquidity here at all for a sell. So we have to wait and see. We might have something on the 2 hour. Oh gosh, there we go. 2 hours favorite. So this could start moving down if the dollar goes weak. If the dollar goes weak. Same with US Canadian, US Swiss, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to repeat myself. But see what's happening with gold. Yeah, not a lot going on with gold. It's starting to move up 32.96, but very, very quiet. Have a wonderful day.